Number 1, Boost Plus is the new Surge. Now, it's not necessarily a bad thing. So when I first started Uber here in Pittsburgh in 2015, there was really just the Surge. And actually, there was a multiplier, which multiplied your earnings, which was nice, but that's gone. So we have this Boost Plus. It's a scheduled per trip bonus. Think a la Peak Pay on DoorDash because it is scheduled. And again, that's not a bad thing. It's adding some predictability, especially if it's like a $2, $3, $4 Boost Plus pay. And I feel like Uber is going to offer that Boost Plus pay when it's busy, right? And typically, if it is busy, they might offer that Surge as well, and those are stackable. Now, that's just number 1. I have 6 more things that I learned after driving for Uber. And here's the thing. The reason why this side hustle is so important is I feel like this was really the first side hustle. Now, surprisingly, Grubhub was actually founded first, 2004, but then Uber in 2009 and Lyft not until 2012. And again, I first started driving for Uber in 2015, shortly after I added Lyft as well. And I have to tell you, in those years, that was the side hustle. It wasn't DoorDash, founded in 2013. It was Rideshare. Everyone was talking about Rideshare. It was the new side hustle, but I kind of tapered off, all right? After the years went by, the thousands of trips, there were better side hustles out there. But all last week, I drove a good amount of hours, like close to 30 hours on the most recent app with the most up-to-date features, encountering those passengers on those 78 trips for the entire week. And I learned some things for the end of 2022, going into 2023 about driving rideshare. Now, number 2, I learned Surge still peaks during busy times. So I was driving last week at the time of filming this video, which was Halloween weekend, and it was super busy. And there was the expected surge around the bar closing time and even just in the evening. So if you are looking at driving for Uber in 2023, then look for that. That's how you capitalize on Uber and other apps. You have to take advantage of bonus pay. So Surge is really the only variable bonus pay insofar as it's changing basically in real time. Other apps show you hotspots that change in real time, but Uber and Uber Eats are really the only platforms that have variable, constantly changing bonus pay. Number 3, I'm going to get real here. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. Subscribe if you want a channel to help you grow and dominate your side hustle this year and beyond. I'm going to be real with you. Number 3, I learned that rideshare continues to be a separate, unique side hustle all on its own. What I mean by that is you will have stories. You will have passengers, happy, angry, sad, intoxicated, which I drove a lot of the later hours, like 10 until 2 a.m. last week. And yes, you're not going to have that on any other side hustle. There's really a certain kind of driver that fits rideshare, managing the customer service in the vehicle, who wants to talk, who doesn't want to talk to you at all. And again, if you're driving those bar hours, be ready. Number 4, a huge takeaway that I feel like is new, updated for late 2022, 2023. I don't remember it being like this. And that's receiving a lot less tips from customers, a lot less tips than, let's say, food delivery. I had maybe 50% last week of my customers that left me a tip. I'm thinking realistically, it probably was 30%. And in my opinion, remembering those years that I drove, it was never really like that. And in comparison, I do a lot more food delivery currently. I get so many more tips on food delivery. Comment down below if you agree. Before I get to number 5, I just want to let you know, if you're doing Uber, Lyft, really any of these side hustles in the gig economy, check our Amazon storefront, linked down below for the best accessories. It's going to save you time. It's going to save you headaches. I've used that stuff. Check it out. Number 5, I have concrete evidence that this is true, and we've known this, but in case you didn't know this, well, Uber continues to offer different bonuses and incentives to different drivers. So they just announced a cash payment. You can get some more info on that here. But even the day-to-day bonus pay. So in this case, the Quest bonus pay. So here in Pittsburgh, I asked my brother Matt, who is also activated but hasn't driven in a while, what kind of Quest bonus pay do you have, which is a batched bonus pay. So take X amount of rides and you get a bonus. So here's my Quest bonus pay. Decent, an extra $20, but not a huge per trip bonus when you break down the numbers. Now here's Matt's Quest bonus, which is basically giving money away. Look at the per ride bonus. If we break down the numbers here, very good, a very attractive bonus. And I've heard from you, our team members, that you might have a really attractive Quest bonus as well. So keep that in mind. You might want to go back in that app and see what they're offering you. Number 6, specifically, driving for Uber. In my opinion, this has held true on the Uber platform. The best strategy is taking advantage of those stackable bonuses. I had last week when I was doing all this driving, for instance, I had the Quest bonus and I got a second Quest that was very good, an extra $100 after taking 30 rides. But remember, I was driving during a busy time, so there was surge pay. I get that surge pay as well. And then your customer tips, not really bonus, but obviously you're getting the customer tips as well. And also consider this, if it is a big game day, if it's Halloween, New Year's Eve, and you're driving Uber, I do feel like, now it's going to vary based on your market, but listen to this. I do feel like it's okay to take some longer runs, 20 minutes out of the city, because here's why. If you're driving a big game day or a big holiday, then people are going out, maybe back into the city to watch the game, go to the stadium, or go out to the bars, again, New Year's Eve, Halloween. So when I took further runs, 15, let's say 18 minutes, I was about 18, 20 minutes out of the city, I felt confident that I get a ride right back into the city because people were going out and they were going downtown, and that stood true for that shift. And number 7, this is a big one, and I was surprised about this. Now, I feel like, comment below if you agree with this. This is going to be a tough one. Comment below, definitely. But I feel like Uber, this is time sensitive, I believe, but Uber was busier, like very much so, busier than Uber Eats. And I will even say food delivery. Why? Because if I'm driving, again, the holidays, game days, I do feel like continue to be the busiest times for rideshare. Obviously, you're going to have the weekends and the evenings, or maybe even early airport runs in the AM, so consider that as well. But referring to the holidays and the game days, I feel like there's a larger pool of potential customers that are going out for that versus staying in and ordering food. And remember, I said that's time sensitive. So let's say, think about, let's say 9 p.m. until 2 a.m. So that's when people are getting ready to go out and not necessarily having dinner. Now, you might have a kind of late night post-bar spike in food orders like after 2 a.m. or whenever the bars close in your city. But I feel like you'd want to focus on rideshare because, again, the pool of customers is bigger. So it's busier in that case. Again, time sensitive versus Uber Eats or food delivery. It had been years and years since I took my last rideshare ride. Comment down below. What did I miss? What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? And what surprises have you had driving for Uber or Lyft, rideshare, especially if you've done this years ago or if you're new? Feel free, comment down below. Drop a like in this video if you got value. You can also click or tap the screen here for my newest video, as well as a video recommended for you. And I'll see you in the next one.